We're back after another quick map, and things are really not looking good for Sinners. They're now one map away from elimination and going home after successfully getting through the play-in, but it was really them scraping by, and these games they've just played a total of 5 rounds. 2 in the first, 3 on this one against Movistar. Yanko, where do we go from here?
Yeah, it's looking rough, and the problem is, like, I haven't seen much of them in the play-in, but they're looking bit dejected here. I mean, you watch the player cams, you watch them even after they win the few rounds that they did end up winning, and it just looks like a team that's, bound to either make some changes or I don't know, it just looks like their heart's not in it.
Yeah, and you said it, well, they were outside Drowlon, everyone's there, Oscar nowhere to be seen.
It was one of the casty boys actually said that, but yeah, I think this whole dejectedness that reflects in their game as well, looks really uninspired. Now granted, on that first half, Movistar didn't really give them any chance to really play their game. Obviously on that A ramp, you've seen how they took control of it. Mopo's at times even just like taking the fight right to their doorstep, right, pushing down, getting a kill, then falling back. Then you have sometimes a player as Sandbags who that came in as a flank player and shot them down. And then even then, sometimes the push did come through and they just had a boost which just thwarted the push. So not really a lot going on, I guess, on that first half, not even in the second either.
That is not going to be good enough as well, right, when we go into the next map. And I'm going to say, we spoke about the Spanish side being very loud, being vocal, they're hyped up throughout all of it as well. Maybe Sinners could try and some of that into anything positive they find?
Yeah, I mean, they definitely should, but I don't think we're going to see that. And you love the change from Movistar. I think their coach maybe was the one of the players who realized, hey guys, like, we just are not bringing any energy really to this game, right? Yeah. Like, let's try to get fired up a little bit from the beginning, let's cheer each other on, right? Yeah. That's just how it is in any team. When you're more pumped, then you're talking more, which means like you're probably trying to make more plays on the server. And sure, it's not all of them are going to work all the time, but most of the time you're going to be in a better situation because you're the one making the plays, so everyone knows what's going on, right? Like there's little fog of war left in a situation like that. Then your teammates can try to make up for a play going wrong, right? If you're just sitting there playing passive, well, there's 100 things that could happen, but when you're the ones making the plays, you get more information back, then there's only, there's fewer scenarios left in that sort of a situation.
And Counter-Strike is a game of confidence as well, right? And that's something that Movistar is just not lacking at all. And Dinko,
he
wasn't feeling all right.
Wrong side of the coin. Yeah, and you have to keep in mind that was Sinners' map pick, right? And now we're heading into Inferno, which is an even better map for Movistar. Like, that's one of the maps which they beat NIP on. It was overtime, but they pulled through. They have a great track record on it, and it did look pretty rough for Sinners here at V4.
I mean, we even did a desk together, and still he hasn't learned anything. I thought he looked like a bright kid, but.
Yeah. Some people, you just can't help them, Yanko,
Yeah, can't help someone, James, who doesn't want to help themselves.
Exactly, see. Production, can we do picture-in-picture? Can we kind of get some words from Dinko? I think we need to understand where this all went wrong for him, because he definitely saw him during the play-ins. I'm pretty sure he commentated some of their games as well. Yep, cameraman's doing his thing, so we're getting onto that point.
Just another caster phoning it in, James.
Just every time. Dinko, come with us. Give us an explanation for all of your madness. I can hear you.
All right, I did my predictions at the start of the day, James, and I did not expect Movistar to get to this point. I didn't expect them to be in this losers matchup, so I put Sinners through. I thought they were going to beat Enterprise, and I didn't update my pick, so that's all that it is. If I was asked again, I would have said Movistar, no problem.
Well, of course you'd say that after.
That's what I've learned from you, Yanko. That's what I learned
No, what you should have learned was you make one prediction live on air and the other prediction you tweet out. So that way, like,
so you're always right, never wrong.
Win-win scenario. Well, let's get them into the game. Let's get them to take this one away, and let's see if Sinners will give Dinko any hope.
Well, I hope they will. Hopefully give us a little bit of a fight, because they haven't posted that many rounds today, Hawk. It's been a pretty slow start for this team, and it might just be a little fizzle-out finish here in the main event on day one. Movistar Riders, they're the nemesis right now, dude. They just have their number on their map pace of Vertigo, dominated them heading into Inferno. This is going to be a very, very difficult show.
Yeah, it's not looking good for them right now. I'm hoping they can just get back into it. Honestly, just want to see something from them early in this game, because that mentality didn't seem to be there on the first map. I was wondering if you were just like a massive Mighty Ducks fan or something, you know, just always rooting for the underdog.
No.
That's what I thought was the case, but no, that makes more sense.
It was literally just the fact that I put my predictions in at the start of the day. And,
well, whose fault is that, Dinko?
Movistar's.
Oh, okay.
They shouldn't have lost. It's a shouldn't have lost. But Enterprise played a great game earlier today, and they deserve their spot in the winners matchup with how they were playing. Movistar Riders know they have to pull their socks up, slow start into the day, but are now coming back into play. Sinners have got a lot of work to do as they're currently a map down in this series as they're running down mid. Neofrag leading the charge alongside Beastick, trying to fight out the T-Stats players. They go back around into second middle, and it's Mopaz with the headshot. Setco out first, and that's Movistar Riders with the advantage.
They tried to clear out the flank. They tried to clear out the player in spawn, but Sumpire somehow managed to survive. There's a chance he could flank, but it's the death squad for Sinners trying to come back into the site.
Davy G has a player right in front of him looking the wrong way. They tried to cross over and forgot about CT, and Davy G will certainly punish them for that. Two players now advantage for the Movistar Riders. They do more damage, and Neofrag finally claws a kill in for the Sinners side, but right now it is just one player, Neofrag. Have to pay for all of their sins, perhaps, as he starts to clutch this one back. One headshot in towards the site. Can't get much on the way out. He's conceded this one. The pistol will go in favor of the Movistar Riders.
Nice shot from Neofrag, showing us
Good couple of
what he
kills.
can do. Yeah, I think he's probably been the more consistent player for Sinners so far, just because Oscar hasn't really hit the same heights here at the main event. Absolutely.
Neofrag has been the shining light for them. Highest rated player throughout the play-in for them. Had a good rating, actually, during the play-in. And I was talking with Dwight before this, and we were talking about, Sinners, they didn't look great in the play-in, but they didn't look this bad. They didn't look this flat, but I think now against some of the more difficult opposition, it's really starting to hurt the Sinners side, and they really need a good start here, Hawka, which I'm hoping they can get with this fourth spike. Otherwise, Movistar Riders are able to just play their own game on their T side, and we know players, they love to play their own game and hit their shots.
We know that from every interview ever.
Yeah, no, not every interview ever. Some players just tell you to cheer for everyone.
True, very true. I at least like that Sinners made a proactive play there in the pistol, and they're doing the same here in this second round, flashing into Banana so that Neofrag can find some early success. That FAMAS is firmly out of their hands now, though. In fact, it's into Alex's hand. That's a cheeky upgrade.
Well, B-Stick swinging down Banana with a flash. A lot of damage done on Davy G, and they're going to go for the follow-ups. Davy G with a headshot, B-Stick out of play, and now, well, 43, a chance still for Sinners. They have a player inside the site. Second has made a rotation over, but those smokes are isolating Oscar right now. And a follow-up smoke has come in towards CT spawn, so Oscar is alone with a 5-7. We'll see if he can make any Oscar-level plays with this. He's not going to be Oscar nominated for that hold. He gets taken out of play. Alex with a FAMAS removes him from the site. Shock and Zetko in a 2 versus 4. They have done so much damage onto the T's, but just unfortunately unable to pick up the kills on the way out, so has to be the safe call. Movistar Riders up 2-0.
There were moments in that round where it did look dangerous. I mean, look at the health for the Movistar Riders players. 3 of them critically low. So if Oscar could have got 1 kill on the site and just survived a while, there was a chance that some body shots would have been enough, but Movistar Riders still looking fairly sharp as they win their fights early in the round. And now the chickens are taunting Zedko. They're all surrounding him because he's been a chicken in this round and saved.
Bonito ahí.
Listening on the comms, absolutely no idea what they're saying.
Good form on the fist bumps, I've got to say.
You did do a fist bump, and that was,
Yeah,
that was more of a
it.
hand
It's
slap
important.
to the fist bump right there.
All that matters is the energy in the fist bump, the purpose in the fist bump. Gets you going.
Sinners could do with some fist bumps right about now,
Yes.
dude. They are down and out emotionally, it feels like right now, and could do with some energy, maybe someone hyping them up. They are in a real rut right now, emotionally, I'm sure, and just mentally in this. Although, when I was walking back to the green room, it definitely seemed like a couple of them were still in decent enough spirits, so hopefully they can mount to come back into this. Round 3, it is going to be a couple of USPs alongside the Zev, Deagle, and Scouts, but it's not really going to be too much to talk about, surely, for the Sinners in this one. As long as Movistar Riders play their cards correctly, it should be the Spanish walking away with a 3rd.
Got B-Stick with a couple of smokes dropped to him, trying to refresh this smoke on B so that he can funnel them into A, where the stack is currently in place. Nice Nice to see Sinners at least have some idea for how they can maybe find some success in this round.
That's a good idea.
Still one more smoke in his back pocket too.
He's going to wait that time down further. Could work out here. Looks like Movistar Riders are going to be walking back into the A stack, but Shock has gone off on his lonesome, and that has given away one of the picks, so no longer a 4-man stack, but instead 3.
That could bait them in, though.
Yeah, it can make them think there's a bit of a weakness, a hole perhaps. They still are testing B, and there's still time to get through that smoke, because it's not like he has another smoke available on this B hold. Execute in. Looks like a little bit of a fake play as Mopar starts to peer in towards CT. The rest of the side, though, going in towards the 3-man setup inside of the site. Now, we talk about them stacking
they had
here,
the scout.
but it's 2 USPs and a scout. So now they know they're just going to go to the other side of the map. Mopar is in a good position to wrap around onto B-Stick, who I think is making a little bit of noise on those coffins. Mopar should be figuring this out in no time. Nice headshot onto B-Stick, and no one there now on the B side. Easy round for the Movistar Riders. They confirm a 3rd.
See, if it was a Sinners player in that position, I would genuinely want them to just go for the knife kill, just to try and get some hype for the team. But the shot to the back, Movistar Riders want to make it clean and easy.
Yeah, they do. They just want to make sure they limit the casualties, keep the money good here on the T side. Movistar Riders getting into a good system on their map pick. We are expecting a pretty good T-sided performance out of them. Expect a lot of B hits. So, you know, when you look at this Movistar team, I think their B executes are really nice to watch. In particular, I think Deaths actually has some great performances on Inferno. So definitely keep an eye out for him. He's one of the players that kind of goes under the radar a little bit, but he's been around this Iberian scene for a while, you know, playing in
How would you curse him?
Yeah, true. I just cursed him. But he's played a lot of Spanish teams. He's been in and out of the Movistar Riders over his tenure past, but back in the team again, and I think he does provide, not always, you know, the biggest performances, but he does provide every now and then one of those explosive rounds. Just one of those rounds that makes a difference.
Yeah, he's not always in the best roles either, playing as that B anchor on Vertigo. That's normally the position that's picked last in the pugs.
Yeah, and exactly. We see in the last round, he did have, in the last map, sorry, he did have that one explosive round as well.
Yeah, really solid hold from him in that one, when he had the AK in hand. Doesn't quite have the AK in this one. There are 3 Galils in play for Movistar Riders, alongside the AWP for Sun Pius. Meanwhile, Oscar has that AWP out on CT side. I would love to see Oscar getting assertive early here. He's normally a somewhat passive AWPer, though, I would say, compared to the average sniper who takes a lot of initiative. Oscar's pretty happy to play for late round scenarios. Neofrag's burning.
Okay.
What was that?
Self-immolation. His protest attack. But here we go. Neofrag out of play. He's just jumped into the fire.
They might not even need their B execute, Stinko.
Yeah, but yeah.
If that keeps happening.
Because Neofrag executed himself. But here we are, playing towards B. There's one player, and he's about to be mollied around from New Box into the fight. Alex is there with a headshot. B-stick down. At least Oscar is able to reply with one. Oscar in particular, we've talked about him maybe getting involved in the early round. That was something they were doing at IM Fall. You know, we're getting Oscar involved a lot in just being disruptive to a lot of T-side plays. He was just picking off players here and there, really causing them problems. I think that's what they've got to do here. You've got to use your biggest piece and your most influential piece of the puzzle to try and get you some success. But here comes a retake attempt.
Molly into triple, gets them an early kill. Mopos still sitting at the back of the bomb site, but they're moving in.
Good position for Mopos. He's found himself one as a peek out. Now Zedko caught between too many players, and Sun Pius will bring him down. 4-0 for the Movistar Riders. We look at Sinners' economy. It's not in a great spot right now. We've got 3.5k average. It's not going to be enough to buy up, so Movistar Riders looking down the barrel of a 5th. Again, if you are just tuning in, this is an elimination match here in Group B on V4 Future Sports Festival Day 1. The Sinners had to come through the play-in. Movistar Riders, an invited team to the stage of the competition. Sinners on Day 1 at the play-in, headed down to the elimination matchup.
I just got to say, this body language is not... It's not filling me with confidence.
Yeah, it looks rough. It really is a quiet situation here.
I mean, I'm no body language expert.
Is it? But it's obviously... It looks like Sinners had called that tactical timeout, and didn't really seem like a lot was going on. Maybe just sitting there listening to the coach, which is
yeah, I think so.
Which is fine, you know, just let the coach have his say and.
But I think that's where you almost want the coach to more just be getting some energy back into the team than anything else. I mean, it is a low buy round, so maybe not excited. I'm seeing smiles on their faces as well. A couple of smiles.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Who knows? Maybe they're just very interesting faces. That's all I'm going to say. But maybe they do. Maybe they do. They're just quiet people. But here we are. 4-0. Movistar Riders with a great start into the game. Again, in this round, there's not much money available for Sinners. They've left a little bit of reserve cash left over for a buy in the next round. In this one, they're going to be looking to just do as much damage as they can on the CT side. Movistar Riders should be taking 5. It's going to be long control established. The smoke's not great. There's a little bit of a gap due to the Molotov, I believe. And so Alex has been able to take Shock down. So man advantage picked up early for the Spanish. And Mopaz will often be off on his own doing this kind of thing. He's so good at just believing in himself and finding himself in great situations.
Yeah, they like giving Mopaz that freedom to just go ahead and make a play all by himself. Oh my god, he's pushing him with the Glock! He dropped his gun behind him so that it would have been harder for them to pick it up. And he runs in with the Glock for the kill. Oh, I love Mopaz for that. And he gets his AK back. That is so cool. So if Mopaz pushes into B and dies, he wouldn't have given them the AK because he chucked it out behind them. And instead he just pushes in with the Glock. That's one way to do it. Make sure you don't give that AK away.
All those style points as well. Just kind of showing a little glimpse into the mentality of the Movistar Riders right now. Not really feeling
that is a play that I can say I think they have probably come up with. Because I don't think I've seen anyone else do that before.
Yeah, I haven't stolen that one. That's for sure.
All about for some Pius, looking to see if he can battle Oscar early, but the CT sniper has positioned himself in the apartments. There is a 3B stack for Sinners, and they're looking for information on Banana. Neofrag, one of those rare M4A4 users, was probing, but he's decided to play safe and concede that control. Here comes the flash, though.
Mopaz gets caught by the flash, and so therefore gets traded out. But Alex is there with the reply. So we're at this 4v4. Banana control has been established here for Sinners. Shock's running through the Molotov. They have got banana control. That's something they really desperately need to pick up. Movistar Riders are going to start turning their attentions to the elsewhere part of the map. They're going to be going in towards A. Right now, Oscar is going to have to deliver some massive impact from up on top of this balcony. He's done well to bring down deaths. That's going to be the advantage back inside of Sinners. WG looking to try and create some space for the Movistar Riders as he pushes around long. Two players tucked in the side, but Beastic's position is everything right now. He can watch the arch cross. They're going to smoke him off. He's aware of this possibility. And with the smoke into the archway, do they push with it? And they are. They're going to walk right into the barrel. Beastic in with a kill. WG down and the AK picked up. And now with 35 seconds left, Movistar Riders are starting to wonder, is there even a way into this round? If they attack into A, they've got to deal with Oscar in the site and the pit setup as well alongside of it. And Beastic's not too far off to help with the rotation back. So 20 seconds. Alex looking for the site. Molotov starting to limit some of the positions at pit and forces Zetka wide. Flash is good as well as they run into the site. Oscar with the no-scope headshot. Sampayas comes back in and Oscar, another no-scope. That's the kind of round you love to see out of Oscar. You got to get hyped about that one.
Hopefully Sinners are getting hyped about it. We were calling for Oscar to be the talisman of the team, to start to bring them back into this one. A couple of no-scopes might be the way to do it.
I seen Banks talking about Beastic's keyboard positioning during the break. It is literally vertical, Hawk. He's just going to give himself carpal tunnel.
Oh, that was a nice shot onto the boiler player too. Very tight angle.
This is great.
Playing patiently behind the smoke, waiting for it.
Oh, I get to see it from Oscar's perspective.
Oh,
he missed the scope shot. Just decides, well, I don't need the scope. I'll just hit the shot anyway.
Oh.
Another good start this time from Oscar through the wall.
It looked like that was a kill in second mid, so maybe he got flashed in for the peek into second mid. Could have even been a shot through a window or something like that for all we know.
I don't know much, but Neofrag about to get flashed in again. There's a banana aggression. Not working this time. Mopaz gets the headshot. Neofrag out of the round and shocking and aggressive. They're going back again. Has worked out for a kill onto some Pius. 3v3 now. And an equilibrium. Smoke comes down for the defense of the Sinners. Mopaz loves to play in and around smokes, though.
Here is one of those B executes you were talking about. Molotov won't force Shock out of position instantly. He's only on 15 health, but he holds his nerve in this angle.
Yeah, Shock up on top of Nubox will drop down, and now his goal is to just stay alive, try and get his teammate Oscar over to help him out. Shock, he's going to try his best, does get taken out at the end of the day. Zetko and Oscar now trying to reapproach the bomb site from Banana and CT. If we could cut back to the action, that would be great. Again, Oscar is coming up through Banana, so we definitely want to see that coming through. Maybe we can see from his monitor perspective.
Quick, yes.
Oscar. Oh, there we go. Anyway, Death's got a double lineup. Good shutdown. Seemed like he got a transfer onto two because they were coming in from two different angles. One from CT, one from Banana. Apologies for not catching the action there. But at least we get into to see the result. So 6-1 now for Movistar Riders.
Yeah, 2v2 on the bomb site. Close scenario, but Death's able to get the couple of kills for Movistar Riders, who continue to stack the cash. 12k in the bank for Alex. Some of his teammates are a little less fortunate. Actually, a Movistar tactical timeout after that round. Maybe coming a bit close for their liking. They've got high standards.
Well, how dare we have to clutch out around in the 2v2. And coach have a little bit of a say. Sporting something he wants to talk about. Some mistake that, okay, maybe it's not lost the round, but there may be a weakness he wants to quickly tighten up and fix.
Ooh.
That was nice. Getting the replay. Thanks to production for getting that for us.
Cheeky fake flash.
Lovely stuff from Deaths. There we go, Hawker. We didn't miss it in the end.
Got the MP9 squad out for Sinners in this round. Neofrag decides he's too cool to join the club, so he picks up the Deeg. So SMGs can definitely be potent on Inferno, and the push down mid might be a good way to going about it.
Oh, Zedko gets caught though. Alex removes him, and Sapias in with a collateral. 2 kills down. Shotgun B-Stick eliminated from the round, and it's getting worse for the Sinners as Oscar's the next victim. It's just Neofrag, and it's a similar story for the Sinners. They get a little window of opportunity, a glimpse into what could be, and then they run out of money. It's like going window shopping and me just looking at all the nice outfits, Hawk, and realizing can't buy them. Nice little shot from Neofrag.
So that's why you dress so badly.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I've got holes in my jeans, man.
It's a Mitch Man special right there.
Yeah. They aren't quite as skin tight as his, but I don't think anything can be.
Well, Neofrag will look to save the AK. Again, 6 kills for Neofrag, 6 kills for Oscar. Those are the 2-star players for Sinners. They're getting some success, but it's not leading to round wins often enough. And we are seeing quite a few rounds end on that B site, as you pointed out earlier. Movistar Riders finding a lot of success there. Just a line up for some players, spotting the aggression down mid.
Yeah, I like the Sinners are trying plays like this, though. You know, just not sitting back, just trying to do something with it. They do end up getting an AK out of it. It's just the longest bomb time I've ever seen. But 7-1. As we now wrap up round 8, we're going to be moving into round 9. And we look at Movistar Riders, and they are really in the same mindset and same system as they were over on Vertigo. It feels like they've got Sinners' number right now, and Sinners have really got to try and disrupt that system and stop Movistar. Maybe they did see a weakness that got them into the 2 versus 2 to begin with in that gun round. There's a reason Movistar Riders called the tactical timeout. Just maybe try and iron things out, maybe not have some of the holes and some mistakes that are being made, and maybe Sinners can force them into that situation again. Hopefully they show a fight in this one. Oscar, going for the opening. He has found a few openings in the gun rounds now, Hawker, but not this time around.
Both Orpers unable to land their shots early on their respective sides. A lot of utility being dumped on Banana, some also being used into top mid. Star Riders still given that Banana control, though. Sinners haven't been contesting that too heavily so far, and it's that man Mopos leading the charge. Thankfully, Alex there to back him up. He may die to the molly, but it might not matter because that B bomb site is wide open right now, and Sapias is going to take the control. He left the bomb back on Banana so that he could just get control of the site.
And Zedko swinging back. Davi G, how does Zedko win that? Looks back at the boiler. Does it go under a minute left? The bomb still trying to make its way in towards the B site. He's lost his teammates, and Pius has been caught and dropped. Death let him pass. And Death now has to make up for his mistake, but couldn't quite do it on the flick back. Second round for Sinners. Desperately needed one as well.
Yeah, somehow that player was able to get past Deaths. And then Sinners said, "Thou shalt not pass," to Deaths as he entered the B bomb site.
Thou shalt not pass, Olka.
Indeed.
Posh Gandalf out of you.
Exactly.
As Gandalf goes for coffee and Shoreditch.
He does.
Maybe hot chocolate.
Lovely hot chocolate. Maybe a frappuccino.
Right, Gandalf, what do you think of this hot chocolate? That was not a good hot chocolate. Here we are, 7-2. Oscar making a play down again. I think he starts to realize now that Oscar needs to make the plays. He's got to be that player that has the responsibility on his shoulders to make the impact happen, to get the openings, to give his team the advantages. He's trying this every time now.
Yeah, I would like to see him go towards being 1 or 2 of these rounds, just to give a different look occasionally. I think Movistar are doing a good job at using early utility on Banana, though, to deny a potential AWP peak. But it is similar peaks from Oscar, which maybe could become a bit too predictable if he keeps going for them. Either way, he's been getting away with them so far, letting out some good early damage. Movistar Riders want to keep their options open here. They are still sticking around for this Banana control, which will go their way.
55 seconds as now the T side turn their attentions towards this A setup, and Shock's about to make the rotation back to B, or maybe he just wraps around the place from Library. Nope, he's going to B. He's going to the B site at the wrong time. 40 seconds now. Movistar Riders looking for the play into the A site, which puts more pressure on the 2 players here. Zetko and Oscar need to deliver. Oscar out with the first missed shot, and now the Molotov in is going to make things difficult for his teammate of Zetko. He'll get 1, but Oscar's inside of the site, and they know the AWP's in the site. Oscar's got 1. He needs that rotation to come in quickly. He's being wrapped on 2 fronts. Oscar is sandwiched in the site. He's burning away, and he cannot get anything done from the site itself. It's just Neofrag. He's lost B-Stick in the battle. Neofrag does not have much of a say in this one. He's going to have to follow the motto on the side of his gun, make love, not war, and save into this one.
What a smart play by Sunpius there. I'm really impressed, considering he's not the most experienced player. The fact that he just throws that molly onto the site and just keeps on jiggle peeking Oscar. Oscar doesn't want to move because he thinks he's going to get that chance to get that shot. He thinks that player's going to stray slightly too far out. So he just stands in the flames forever. And Sunpius's jiggle peeks keep him in the molly, getting that kill onto the site. Really patient play for Movistar Riders. Really nice A-take coming in from them. Even when they are pressured in some circumstances like that one, they're able to shine on through. Sinners need another tactical timeout.
They certainly do, and I wonder if it is around the topic of what to do with Oscar. A couple of gun runs that came close in, Oscar was finding openings. But I agree with you, it has been very linear in terms of the approach that he's been going for. It's the same over and over again. It's aggressive mid-peaks. And even when push came to shove onto the site, Oscar missed too many crucial shots. Can you imagine if he just gets that 1 shot short? There's a better chance Zedko gets that kill short as 2 kills down, and then maybe another kill from the site out of Oscar, and you've got 3 picks onto the attack. That's what the difference can be if you just land one of those crucial shots. And those are shots we usually see Oscar hit every single time.
The nice thing for Sinners here is they've actually kept Movistar Riders' economy really rather weak. And with the minimum loss bonus, if they could just win 1 round, they could break through and break that T bank.
But this is a great opportunity for the T's to recover that economy game as well. So in this round, Sinners are looking to do damage.
And if they could somehow turn it into a round win, that would really put them in a position where they could actually start to make this competitive.
Yeah, but it certainly is unlikely to pull off a round like this.
It is a long shot.
Looks like a quick pop out of the balcony about to come through, though.
There's no one watching for this. Yeah, they're watching top mid fully.
This setup is not designed to deal with this, and this is going to be a big problem. Daviji jumping out into the pit, and they realize the defense is weak here. They'll be able to plant the bomb, but they haven't crossed the site just yet, and now they're getting in position. Sinners have found themselves a chance. Neofrite pushed the long smoke and found Dets and locked him out of the round.
In the smoke.
Yeah, they've been able to find a kill from it nonetheless.
Yeah, Daviji had to re-smoke it just now.
Oh, this is a big problem. They're getting overrun. The chaos is here. Movistar Riders made the clear, decisive call to go out the balcony. It worked out so well for them. I think Alex actually just seen the stack, and he'll bring down 2. He dismounts it forcibly as he pulls it down. And now 3 versus 3 suddenly re-established on the server. And a chance for Movistar Riders is increased in their favor. Sunpius spotted the shoulder, peeks around the corner. A couple of bullets whiz past the wall. They do trickle into the body of Sunpius, but the wall is thick. And so keep Sunpius on his feet. A little warning shot now as he's worried about the flash peek in towards short. Good peek from Sunpius. Good kill onto Zedko. Shock and Oscar to try and pull their way back into the round. Shock is good for 1, but just Oscar now. I think he's starting to retreat through the archway, realizing the time is too far gone. AK in his hands, not a bad weapon to save away, but that's the damage we were talking about from the Sinners. They did have a shot at winning the round, but they've done the damage at a minimum.
Always a tricky retake there in the 3-on-3 because they had no nades, no kit in that scenario on the Sinners side. And Movistar Riders set themselves up really nicely. The flash peek in for Son Pius was a good start, and then Davi G was the insurance policy the entire round. He's just sitting in that position, waiting for his teammate to fight. He knew he could find an instant trade. There is that gap in the smoke that NeoFrag was able to make the most of, but all important that Alex toppled the tower here. Look at how clean he made that look. Cut them down with ease.
He just caught a little glimpse of them as well as the smoke was fading. It's a very unfortunate circumstance there for the Sinners, but we focus in now on their gun round.
This is confident.
Yeah, this is confident, but it's not exactly that Oscar setup. It's going to be a double stack into the apartments as they look down the bottom of the stairs. There's no way Davi G is expecting this. No one does this that consistently. It's a bit of an off angle. It's a gimmick you can throw into it, but here's the peek out and 2 kills in tandem as NeoFrag uses the AWP towards Banana, and they've got 2 picks here for Sinners at the beginning of round 12.
Yeah, they've actually given NeoFrag that AWP because he's the solo B anchor right now, instead of Oscar having it in his hands. And he may be tested even further here because now that Movistar Riders are down to 3 players, they just want to group up and hit a site, and they've chose the right bomb site to move into.
Yeah, they're pushing in towards NeoFrag. There's going to be under a lot of pressure at Coffins. He hasn't really got the best weapon for multi-kill potential here.
You can play retake here, though.
Yeah, you certainly can. You can even take a player down through the smoke or apply some damage that could really help out with the utility game into the retake as well. Now, if you land some shots or some nade damage, they go in towards their post-plant positions, and Molotov's just a few ticks away from death. So that's what you're definitely looking at right now. First piece of utility used up for Movistar as they look for the retake opportunity. It's going to be difficult. Sinners come back through. Lots of damage being done. Alex on 1 HP through the spam.
Oh, the molly just tickled him so heavily. They've got the mollies themselves back into the site.
Yeah, now it's just Deaths and Alex trying to hold on for the Movistar Riders as the time will take on. Sinners trying to get back in for a much-needed round win, and they will close it, only losing 1 player in the whole round. They started well with some gimmicky aggressive play towards A and that peek into Banana. A lot into this one, and the defuse will be secured as they run the clock down, but Movistar Riders will not be able to pull through for a 10th.
And that's what you need sometimes. Just a little boost, a little off angle to get you that early kill. You can see the flash, quite a common flash that's thrown by the T's there, actually ends up going too far, so it doesn't even blind him up top. And Movistar Riders, again, realize that their economy is somewhat brittle right now. They don't want to let this slip too soon, so if they could just come straight back with a couple of round wins here, that would be ideal. There's that shot from NeoFrag. Molly for Son Pius out into an easy angle. Double AWP setup in play. We will finally get some AWP presence on Banana in another round. We pointed out that Oscar wants to play A seemingly almost every round. So the other option is that double AWP setup with NeoFrag potentially AWPing down Banana. Mopos is down to a Tech 9 in this one. So it's not actually a perfect buy for Movistar.
No, it's not at all, which is now the golden ticket, the opportunity back into this game for Sinners in the first half. They win themselves 3 rounds here and pull it back to a 9-6. Well, they find themselves a real solid chance at competing on Inferno and keeping their lifeline in this competition. You're going to walk through the top Banana smoke. NeoFrag again looking for his opening with his AWP. Keeps it in his hands this time around. We'll see if he can get anything out of it as they're about to pressure in towards him. Either they go for the shoulder bit or they have a flash to get him off the angle. They should not be peeking him dry. NeoFrag is going to be sitting back, a perfect flash, and the jump around the corner. Here comes the nade support. Beastic stuck in new blocks. His teammate smoked off, and so Beastic has all the pressure on his shoulders. And NeoFrag's down. The AWP is overrun, and the kills from Beastic come through. Shock helps out. It's a fantastic hold that suddenly puts Deaths into the 1 versus 3. Bomb not planted, and the rotation's here already. He's going to tap and try and pull them into the open. He wants fights. He wants 1 versus 1, and they're looking to try and give him some. But Shock is quick to reply. We're now looking at 4 on the board for the Sinners. Movistar Riders invested everything they could into that round, Hawker, and they don't even get a bomb plant, so their money is now in the bin.
Brilliant hold from Beastic. The supportive utility came in time where a flash was thrown above him. A fairly standard flash to throw, but one that is so powerful because it has no chance of blinding Beastic. It lands above his head, and that's exactly where the T's are looking. So Sinners do a good job at setting up that AK, and he lands some really quick kills with that AK on the anchor position. So Sinners aren't done yet. Got a good opportunity to get at least 5 rounds in the half up against the Pistols here. As those nades get picked straight back up. Hooven, you could say. Ooh, nice damage.
Indeed. Mopause taken down to 7. We're looking at a round here where Sinners, this should be the easiest one of the game so far for them. When things are going wrong, often you will see that double up on Inferno pull you out of a hole. It can. It certainly can find you a few crucial rounds. Utility damage coming in for Neofrag as well as he finds the opening with an Itchy. To look for his next victims. To put them on the skewer. He actually has seen his next victim around the corner. He's going to be tracking him down and limiting some of the positions he can play from. But a flash comes in for the tease, and that has opened up a chance. Now that B-site's open, and rotation, it's a speed run back for B-Stick to try and get there in time. But Sampaius, when he gets an open in his hand, he can certainly start cracking holes. And this is now looking rough, as Sinners need a crack of the whip to get them back into play.
Sampaius still has a smoke too for CT. That's going to really funnel Sinners into this Ruins angle where the Pistols are up close.
Oh, Shock has to clear this close right corner. Davy G does fall to the spam of the rifle. And that's the kill that draws it back, but damage has been received by Shock. He is just one bullet away from death, and Sampaius about to have an absolute blistering round on his AWP that he's picked up off the cold, dead corpse of Neofrag. And Sampaius does it all. 4 kills as he eliminates every impact kill. And that is a round you can unfortunately not lose for the Sinners. I said it at the beginning of the round. The easiest round, Sinners will win this half. And that's what happens, Hawker. When you get flash, you get caught in position. And there's only one player on the B side.
A little bit of love to the cameras there too from Movistar Riders, feeling themselves right now. Yeah, Sampaius just getting that early kill, it makes a massive difference. As soon as Neofrag spots that foot on Banana, I think the rotate has to happen instantly, because he needs to realize he can be snuck up on right there, and just the 1 kill onto B is basically the only way Movistar Riders had a chance to win that round, and B-Stick is done for! Another kill just off the back of the early mollies. Sinners haven't been able to fight for Banana, and when they have tried to, they've just burned to a crisp.
Neofrag close and overwhelmed again. Neofrag is down and B-Stick out of play. The B site once again has become a weakness for the Sinners.
They didn't even bother smoking CT. That's how confident they are.
That might cost them though, Hawker, because the kill's gone in Mopause. If Zedko can find that pick, which he certainly will, there's a chance now. Because Davy G's nowhere near his teammates. Oh, so close, Davy G. Headshot on Shock and a follow-up as well. Davy G will close it out. 11-4 at the half for the Movistar Riders. It's not much better here for the Sinners, but they started to post a fight here and there, but it's little details in their rounds that are really costing them. It's rough to see from the Sinners side, but they might be going home after this best of 3, Hawker. This map looks like it's going Movistar's way if this continues.
It's hard to see how Sinners would turn this round with how that first half has gone. Even in that last round, you see just how simple it was to take that B site. Pistol round here is incredibly important if they want any chance at staying in this tournament. If you have just joined us, it is the elimination game. We're here on Movistar Riders map pick. So far, so good for them. Haven't really been tested throughout this series. Sinners now on the T side of Inferno have got to show us what they can do. Couple of players pushing up Banana early. A smoke and a flash in the back pocket of B-Stick. And they'll take it slow in this critical round.
Mopause. The man picking up the initial information in this round.
He's actually been dropped a full set of utility with his defuse kit, which is important to note.
A lot riding on him, but fortunately will not be testing him, which means if they have to play retuck on A, at least they will have that kit and utility into this, because here comes Sinners towards the A side. Sampaius, nice quick snap. The trade not there because they haven't spaced out perfectly, and Sampaius gets another one. Confident to peek into many players and comes out with his reward. Deaths now as the second player tested it towards the site, but Davy G uses the distraction. The dual Berettas him with a kill, and Deaths, while blinded, connects his headshot. Just Oscar, and Death swings around and slaps him in the face. 12-4. 4 rounds away from Movistar Riders continuing their performance here at the V4 Future Sports Festival, and 4 rounds away from eliminating Sinners.
Sharp shots there from Movistar Riders across the board. Some Pius with a really nice flick up onto that first player, making sure it was the instant headshot so that he could get back to safety fairly quickly. Even found another frag. And Sinners would rather have a full gun round as soon as possible. So they have got 5 Glocks into this one. Even the most optimistic Sinners fan probably can't see a world in which they win this one.
So you break the glass here, anybody that's unaware, new to Counter-Strike, you break the glass so you can jump up onto the balcony without giving away the sound cue. The glass kind of sounds it out, but it's also just generally pretty common to understand that. So when you smash the glass, you just know someone's in the apartments. 12-4, just Glocks right now for Sinners. This should be run over the top of.
Ooh, look at this knife and glove combo.
It's nice, Hawker.
Fits the Movistar Riders theme nicely.
It does, really does. Wonder how cold they are. Then again, they do have a fan on their hands, so maybe a little too warm.
Maybe. That's up above.
Let's see if this works out. It's a good position. The Glocks are not going to be able to do much about it. In fact, they did overwhelm him, but the rest of the squad are there in position. 13 rounds as confirmed by the Movistar Riders. As we head into round 18, Sinners back with a bye. AK-47s. No AWP yet because no money for that, unfortunately for them. Utility's pretty decent though.
See what Movistar Riders do with a couple of MP9s in play. A lot of utility too, which you always want to see on Inferno. Gives you the ability to fight for that important map control early. Potentially allow those MP9s to get up close. Sinners on their CT side never really took banana. Doesn't look like Movistar Riders are too aggressive there early. Yeah, frag on the other side. Looking for the control, but in the top mid, Oscar not able to capitalize upon that opportunity.
Yeah, trying to take his tap. Smoke out towards long. Zedko coming through with a headshot on Deaths. That's the good opening that Sinners need. Now what do they do with it? It's going to be the heavy build smoke coming out. Usually allows you to walk out of the apartments, but Davy G is going to be ready for that player to come on out. Zedko's going to give away the kill, and so we're back to this 4v4 again. 3 players from Movistar Riders defense currently on the A site. 1 player inside of Banana. It looks like Sinners are going towards this A site though, so that MP9 is going to get off scot-free.
Yeah, it's the full rifles on A right now, and they're even going aggressive in apartments.
Oh, Alex is looking the wrong way, and Shock is going to be able to take him down. And now just a signal. Sinners to go for an accelerated play into the A site. We'll have to find out. It looks like it's going to be this mid play up through shorts, and Pius diving through the long smoke to get back in to help his teammates. Shock is taking out Davy G, and a great run here from Sinners. They just keep churning the legs and take down every single defensive player. They liquidate the defense of the A site, and now it's just 1 player left. It's Mopaz with no real shot in this round.
He's been caught off guard by Oscar on the flank through mid, so Sinners doing a good job there at just getting those early kills out onto A, spotting the information play that Movistar Riders decided to go for. And there was a decision to be made here for Movistar Riders, but they have quickly called that they do want to invest into this one. It's a little too easy for Zedko. It's quite common that players will push up into the apartments like that and just hold to see if they can catch any rotating players on A, shuffling their positions. I like the angle that Davy G took into the apartments, but not successful. And we've got the Mag 7 out. Not for ships this time. It's Davy G.
He's done his ships, Hawker. We'll see if he can do anything with it.
Watching the demos.
He has. Hasn't really worked out for Fiend that much, but he does buy it. It's in a different position, of course, in the apartments. Very viable position as well for it, especially if you've got these pistols in and around you as well. It could be quite a chaotic experience if Sinners were to go inside the fun house, the House of Horrors, and that's exactly what will happen. Davy G's Mike 7 snaps up a kill, and so therefore has a rifle to play with. His death from Boiler. Boyle Shock alive. The CZ quick on a rapid Boyle and a follow-up in as well. Death takes down Oscar, and not like this, Sinners. Surely not like this. They're looking to go towards this B site instead, and there is 1 player here, this time the MP9 of Mopaz up on top of Oranges. Let's see if he's able to pick up a kill. He certainly will, and drops down in behind. Now Neophyte looks for the clutch, goes in, and finds the reward on Mopaz, but there's still 2 players to find here. Sinners need to recover this round. They desperately need this one. This is a round they should have won. A round where they had everything go their way in terms of the purchase, but the kills have gone the other way. And Neophyte is so low on health. Luckily, no utility to clear him out. No HEs, mollies, no Molotovs, and Neo Frag is the player you want in this situation. He's being the beast for Sinners, but he's spotted on the little peek out. And Davigi, all he needed was an inch, and he took a mile. What a round from Movistar, and what a disappointing finish to that one for Sinners. That is a round you cannot afford to lose, Hawker.
It's another round where you see the impact from deaths too. You see those 2 kills he can get with that CZ. Really overperformed expectations in that position. Coming in from Boiler with a double kill. He has put Sinners in a position where they are hot under the collar right now. Maybe the Boiler's been cranked up a bit too high. Another timeout for Sinners, who are on their last legs right now. This was that initial app setup, and then Deaths just gets that early kill, and the second headshot was really what put Sinners in a position where they had to commit to B. Mopo's playing up above. There was no flash for Sinners to try and push through the smoke, so they had to just charge through it. 14-5 lead for Movistar Riders. Looking good for them here.
Yeah, this is do or die for Sinners. They lose this gun round, and they are likely out of the competition. They started in the play in one of our teams that weren't invited. One of the teams that we had high expectations for. Maybe could have even pulled an upset against some of the better invited teams, but the Sinners has been very different to what we've become used to. The Sinners we've seen at the Intel Extreme Masters fall, the Sinners that we thought could pull some great performances. And they have to show glimpses of what they're capable of now, just to stay alive on Inferno. Movistar Riders team again, who have started this downward trajectory for the Sinners. It was all looking good for them at IEM4, then they lost to the Sinners and everything went downhill from that. Aggressive play from Alex, straight down Banana. He's in his close cubby. Stick looked like he was going to clear it, but instead it's going to leave it away, and Alex is going to pick up that info. He knows the steps are running away.
And that means that Mopos can maybe start to lean back towards A. They've certainly still got a good setup on this A site.
Oh, and the archway smoke is up. Death's held in behind it, but he's going to push through with the smoke. He's going to try and catch the timing around the backside. And on the whiff for the AK. That should have been 3 kills, but he doesn't take them down. And now maybe a chance here for the Sinners as Zetko tapping away. It's just some Pius in the middle of the site. 1 versus 2 to try and grab 15, and he's nearly done it. Just a headshot from Oscar. Keeps Sinners within, well, a chance here at this competition. Maybe a long way road back in, but at least they don't go down to map point just yet.
It was a nice try from Deaths. He hears 3 players running by. He knows there's only 4 alive in total. So I think he figured out that it's unlikely every single player would be pushing up long. So he figured there's a decent chance no one's watching him. He was absolutely right in his assessment of the situation. Just couldn't pick the target. Just needed to pick one of those players to get the freebie from behind. And now Movistar Riders go all in on this round, but they only have a single M4 to show for it.
Not a lot here from Movistar Riders, but they've won with a lot less. Sinners have certainly shown weaknesses and holes that Movistar Riders have picked apart.
Oh, they're not ready on B right now.
There's going to be an explosive B hit coming out from Sinners. They start to clear all the close positions, and through the smoke, that kill will certainly help matters.
And that might just settle the round, in all honesty. I think Movistar were maybe messing around with some nades.
Oh, reasonable.
Okay.
All right, so Pius right through the smoke, headshot onto Oscar.
Yeah, I think Movistar Riders were dropping some nades maybe towards spawn or something like that. So that's kind of why the fast play from Sinners works so well, because they're just able to get into the site while the nades are still being dropped.
Well, they're saving for this for next round, and don't see carrying over the M4A with the other weapons they've got. They still stand a shot of doing some damage in the next round itself. So Sinners do get off scot-free in this one with a nice quick B play. Mr. Riders can play a bit more loose, a bit more aggressive in this round because they will have money going into the next round, that 2,400 loss bonus. As they say it here, so they've got $2,000 left in the bank. So can play a bit more aggressive, take a few more risks. No pause of that rifle, certainly going to be the player we're looking at. This shot, here we go. Okay, it was just preemptively waiting for Oscar to jump up on top of the boxes at first oranges. Third tactical pause coming in here from Movistar Riders. They're using their timeouts up a lot. They want to get their coach Blade stepping in. And no, Not the Navi Blade, he's not coaching two teams, it's Spanish Blade. A little bit more spice to it.
Yeah, and they're using their timeouts very early in this map. If this does actually become a close map here on Inferno, that is something worth remembering. Still a very strong lead for Movistar Riders, though. Interesting they take the timeout ahead of this round, because they don't really have much to work with. So I assume they may be talking about what they want to do in their upcoming gun round. Maybe just a quick note on what they want to do in this round, too. As you pointed out, worth taking some risks. Alex has taken a massive risk, and it's not worked out.
No, Neofrag just charges around the corner, butchers him into the ground, and a man advantage picked up for Sinners as they start to work towards the B setup, but it's Mopaz's rifle. We're all looking forward to it. It's been boosted up, it's been spotted. Now Neofrag knows his true player's in there. Death's going to try and play with that distraction and the pull of the attention away. He actually is able to pick up one kill. He's going to look for a second here as well. From the boosted position, he's done damage with a body shot, but no kills come in. Instead, Sampaius is now up on top with the rifle, and they know they've got Zedko. They've got Zedko pinned. Bomb, yes, is going to the empty A site, but they're still trying to get this pickup, and that's another gun available here for Movistar Riders.
Without the kit in play right now, though, Oscar's in a great position.
He should be in a great spot here to get a couple of kills. He's found one. He's just keeping them back, keeping away this retake attempt. Oscar just staying alive, doing a great job at getting these frags, and he takes everybody down. Great round out of Oscar as the 3K is picked up.
Movistar Riders still seem to be in good spirits here. Still starting to get some success, though. Yeah, that angle was wild.
Yeah, that is not good for your wrist.
Full buy at the ready. No AWPs in play. Full M4A1Ss from Movistar Riders. Always good to have them on Inferno. There are some smokes that you can definitely spam. Sampaius flashing himself into mid. Looking for the early action, but no one there to meet him. Sinners have let a lot of their players over to A, though.
Look at this flash in. Davy G should have been able to pick that up, but Shock, while still blinded, eliminates Davy G. He has actually been good at just dropping him quite often. I think Davy G has lost out in that battle a few times, and here comes the swing around long. Sinner's starting to warm up now, but Alex takes them down in one foul swoop. The bomb is down as well, and Movistar Riders now looking to grab map and series point, and now it's Oscar trying to prevent that again. He was able to do it a little while ago, but this time a 1v3 needed. He's pushed forward, he's found a headshot, second in for Oscar, and now just one more. Deaths is the last player, and Oscar's got the bomb on his back. Does he run it to B? That would be the right call, but he's looking back, and Oscar, what a beast! He keeps his team in this. 14-9, they still don't go down to map point, and Sinners still in the competition, still with a fight, thanks to the face of Czech Counter-Strike.
There's some of that class you expect to see from Oscar in those late round scenarios. The former MVP winner at a previous V4 comes ahead and wins a huge 1v3. And the second player towards Arch just switches away from his gun for a split second. This was B-Stick just going with the initial pace. But look, this player just switches away. Oscar didn't have his gun out, so he couldn't take the fight. And Oscar tries to just fake the steps to B, plays with confidence for the frag. Starting to get a little scary now.
Yeah, I love how he goes back for the fight. That's just perfect. But the amount of times now Movistar Riders are getting into these situations that we're needing big clutches out of a couple of players, in particular Oscar, doesn't really fill me that much confidence for Sinners, but it's giving them chances. It's giving them opportunities to stay alive.
The thing I like from Sinners is they are just playing with a lot of pace now in these gun rounds. And they are forcing Movistar Riders into a lot of early, just solo fights. And if you keep winning those, it's really hard for Movistar Riders to know how to adapt. Definitely feels like a different mood in the camp for the Sinners right now. Flash in. No one willing to face Neofrag. It's only the pistols again. The CTs in this round. So Sinners will start to group up and ready themselves for a push at some point. As long as they stick together, it's hard to see them losing this one.
They've just taken their time, pulled out as much utility as they possibly can, but here comes what remains of it in towards top banana. At 30-second mark, it's not a bad time to pop that smoke. Just Sinners respect it. If they do, then they're going to have to wait a long time, so they go through with a flash. They disrespect it. There's a player inside of the smoke, and it's Mopaz in the middle of it. They're through to the site and the bomb is coming back now. He's in banana. They think it's clear. Mopaz is in such a good spot. He can drop the bomb in banana and that would be it all, but he hasn't gone for the shot. He's let the bomb pass. And now finally he will strike. Another shot comes in from Mopaz. And now he's looking to end it all, but Zedko and B-Stick will keep it alive. Ooh, a little breath of sigh of relief perhaps here for the Sinners because that could have been real nasty.
I thought he might just wait for the bomb carrier there because he had a lot of time to think about which target.
The bomb. That could have done everything.
He could have still got the second kill, maybe. If he drops the bomb and gets that second kill, there's no one nearby to get that bomb back in time. Still did a great job at getting those 2 kills, but Sinners eventually figure it out. Double digits secured. Movistar Riders back to a bye.
Mopaz has had a lot of cool rounds, and that's why we... Oh my god, okay, Oscar. Snipes Sampayas out of the sky with an AK. At the beginning of the round.
Sampayas was loving life. He's finally got the AWP back in his hands. And boom. He's gone.
Well, man advantage for Sinners. That's the lap from Oscar. But as I was saying, you know, Mopaz has had a lot of cool rounds, explosive rounds. You remember a Mopaz round. But hasn't really done that much overall. I mean, he's got 12 kills right now. He's actually one of the weaker performers on the side. There's little details like that that really make him pop out. Sinner is starting to a couple of players towards A, but it looks like Banana will be their final call again. Trying to take that later into the round. B-Stick and Neofrag about to clear around the top. There comes the re-smoke in. It's going to buy a few more seconds. They're going to push through Archway, perhaps. And Alex is going to be the player tested with the M4A1S. He starts peeking down into middle. Some damage done, but he will lose his life. And that opens up an avenue of approach if you want to go through CT. But Deaths is not going to make it easy for you. They start to trundle their way back down Banana. And the bomb is coming back to fight on A with 35 seconds left. Davy is starting to drop off. They think it's a B play completely. Movistar Riders make the rotation at the wrong time. And Sinners take the free side.
Free round at this point. Movistar Riders take a gamble, being down a man. It's quite common to do this on Inferno because you can at least save for the next round. It can be very difficult to retake those sites. So 11 rounds will be on the board for Sinners. It's been an awkward few rounds for Movistar Riders because they'll feel like they haven't had many chances to properly play their CT setups in a 5v5. Sinners keep on finding early success, either through aggression or just through Oscar landing some stunning shots.
Yeah, the amount of close rounds they've had as well is just... it's been great. 3 versus 1s that they should have been able to get 15 on. Oscar just pulling them through. Oscar's just starting to really light up, and that's exactly the player that you need to deliver in these moments. This little team photo, the yearbook photo, Sinners 2021. 11. Money starting to come into the bank, nearly there for Movistar, but it's always nearly there. It's never that good for the Movistar Riders side. They do have a couple of safe players who will be able to drop rifles, but that's that shot at the beginning of the round from Oscar, the one that really cracked open the round. He's finding a lot of impact, follows up his opening kill. So Hawk is talking about when it comes to those openings, Movistar Riders have struggled now. So Pius didn't even get the play with his AWP.
And now it's the M4s out off the back of the save for the CTs. So Pius definitely likes to contest down mid early, using his utility early in the round. Banana control taken by Sinners. This could be a round where they go for the throat. They've got 4 players already on B. That utility from Movistar Riders could give them some second thoughts though.
Look at the CT, it's going to be just a hard play in from Sinners. B-Stick gets caught by it, but Neofrag in for the trade kill quite quickly. Mopaz gets caught in the open, and that's going to be an easy kill for Oscar. Sampayas through the smoke with a nice headshot. In fact, there's a giant gap on the right side of that smoke, but the bomb has crossed on over, and Oscar gives him the easiest fight he could. And that might just cost them now. 15 rounds are looming with Movistar Riders in the advantageous situation. Yes, they still have to play off the retake, but they have time to do it, and they have some utility as well. Shock's about to peek through Banana, and he's peeked at the right time. Davy G was setting up nades, and he gets caught, so the numbers are back into an equilibrium again. Utility into Banana because they confirm the one position of Shock, and they bring him down in the smoke, so Zedko gets caught, and finally, Movistar Riders will pull off their 15th round. It's been so many attempts, so many close opportunities, but this time, they finally get it over the line.
You see the value in still having that smoke for Banana. Even if that smoke wasn't really positioned perfectly to fully cut off that choke point, they figured that Shock would try and play around it, spray through on towards him, and then Death's just wide swinging at the end. Maybe the time pressure getting to him, but it's a great shot to give Movistar Riders 15.
Pius has had some unreasonable shots to the smokes of those B-site rotation. Good impact in the end, but you can't really look past that mistake from Oscar. It's unfortunate. He's the player that's got them this far at times, and give away a silly mistake like that. It could cost you. And look at this. Pius committed into top mid, getting caught by Shock, who chases him down.
Pius has been playing like that in almost every round. I figured someone would maybe try and test that at some point. Sinners finally figure out that pushing him early could be the way to go about it. No support for him. The AWP gets completely isolated. And Sinners get another one of these 5v4s, which they have been very good at closing out so far.
And they've just cleared top Banana as well, so they know how much map control is available to them. They love to try and get this archway control. It seems like that's what a lot of their calls have been around, is trying to get the B split going, but haven't really ever found that easy success. I think Alex has made it quite difficult for them. And this time makes it easy by walking through the smoke. Shock is ready for that push forward. Movistar Riders have gifted 2 kills now. Sinners start to think about their final B execute as they charge in towards Mopers. Kill from the top of the coffins, getting overrun, and the smoke bounces inside of the fire. And back into position at coffins. Mopus goes for the spam, trying to deny the bomb plant. He's done damage, but can't get the kill, nor can he deny the bomb plant. That would have brought the numbers back into the 3v3 as well. Would have given Movistar Riders a better shot, but they are low on health here, Sinners, into the post plant. If Movistar Riders want to go for the retake, but it doesn't seem like it's the case. They're going to be dropping off. Davy is already saving towards pit. I've got one little nuisance here, Shock, who's always been over towards A, who can start pulling these rifles out of the hands of the Movistar players, and that's what he'll do. Headshot onto Mopers. They're starting to lose weapons. And that really can't happen. They don't have much money here for the CT side. G, luckily, will find Shock backing up into him. Death's trying to desperately hold on to his white knuckle grip on the AK. Neofry's going to test that in the library in the final seconds, and at least the AK comes in. Movistar Riders not going to be able to eliminate Sinners just yet. They're looking to pull this all the way back to overtime, Sinners.
Definitely an example of how CS can come down to those tight margins. If that bomb plant gets denied on B, you're right, Movistar Riders have a real good chance of that round, and the wallbang was so close to getting the kill. But as soon as the bomb gets planted, the retake is too difficult. And it's all just about the exit frags from that point onwards. This is the final timeout for Movistar Riders.
Yeah.
They've had to take every single pause. This game is getting way too close for comfort now.
It was so smooth sailing for the Movistars throughout the whole of this best of 3, from the beginning of Vertigo into Inferno. They just got to play their own game plan. Sinners were not making it uncomfortable for them. I'm glad we're getting to see a little glimpse of the Sinners we know they can be. And it's when Oscar has clutches, when Neofry takes matters into his own hands. These are the players that really make Sinners an exciting team, but at this event they haven't really played to that level that often. But now they're showing us what they can do, and it might just be to keep them alive in this competition if they can pull this all the way back. But Movistar Riders just need one round, and they're back to the buy. Pius with the AWP.
B-Stick charging up mid, currently with the bomb on his back. He's got teammates here to help him, but this is a double long stack this time. Something we haven't really seen so far from the CTs this early in a round.
Pius blinded, forced off the angle, but the rifle's in position. Deaths only gets one. He re-peeks out into it, and that cost him his life. So they've given up this long control, and B-Stick's going to run with it. Pius got his way back into the library. Oh, there's a little gap, but I don't think he's going to get much from this. He's really trying to spot some legs, and just about misses out in a shot. 4 versus 4, T-side still wrapping around their way to the site. Davy G really needs a big performance in the pit this time around. It's been a couple of times where he's been quiet from this position, but this is a spot you can't be quiet in. It's so important on these A holds, and he just doesn't get a kill. It's starting to become a nightmare. You really need a kill out of your pit player there, and when you don't get it, you've got to go for the save call. There's no getting back into the site when your pit player is going down so easily.
Just with the way that molly was put into pit, it means you don't have to clear those close angles underneath you. So they figured if there is a player in pit, there's only one level we have to really be worried about. I do like the attempted adaptation from Movistar Riders. After Pius got caught on long in the previous round, The double stack was a nice way to catch those players out early and to actually have the chance to try and trade. It ended up just being a 1-for-1, which wasn't quite good enough.
It's because of the death swing out. If he stays in cubby, yes, he may die, but it just draws more attention to him longer, right? It just buys some more time for a reposition of some pies to get ready for the second shot, but unfortunately, Death just takes one and a little too confident on the trigger, decides to peek out again.
There have been a lot of rounds somewhat similar to this, though, where Sinners just go for a really quick play. That is the way they've come back into this game. Movistar Riders haven't been able to handle it, and it is frustrating for Movistar because in a lot of rounds like this, you don't really feel like you've had a chance to properly play your game. That's all the action in the round. And it's just the saves.
Yeah, Inferno can often turn into this, right? You just lose the anchor player, immediately save on the other side of the map. The Movistar Riders have had a sweet taste of that time and time again.
Switch up from Son Pius. He wants to peek Banana this time with the ult.
Well, he's got support, and Oscar again eliminates him at the beginning of the round. So Pius, he's been great so far. He's had 26 kills, but he's been on 26 for a little while now. It's a couple of rounds where he's just being eliminated right at the beginning of the round, not having the impact he was having earlier in the game. And that's actually where Oscar is cancelling him out.
Ooh, Mopoz was playing a dangerous game there. Smoke goes deep into Banana, but Neo Thrag is through it, and they also have the Molly in position. Mopoz now will be mollied even further back, so Sinners have that Banana control. And now the CTs are going to be leaving one-man B, but they can't feel good about it.
It's just Mopoz with the AWP. It's a rifle down at CT spawn if he wants to pick that up, but yeah, he's just smoking off Banana. There seems to be no quick rotation. If they go B, it's going to be a safe call again here from Movistar Riders. Absolutely confirmed. Mopoz really needs to step up to even think about a possible retake scenario. Doesn't get the first kill. Tries with the M4 through the smoke. Not going to pick up the AWP. He's going to save that. Safe call coming in from Movistar Riders. Again, it feels like Movistar Riders are really trying to force the issue in terms of them getting the opening pick. Last round they changed a little bit with the bait and switch, but this round they just sent some Pius into Banana. It didn't really look like they had the greatest spawn for that either. He just wasn't in Banana before the tease. Oscar actually had enough time to jump up on the logs and have a way better position. Just feels like too much of a risk to do that at the beginning of such an important round. And now they've got to play into the last round of regulation. Either it's overtime or they close it in a 16-14 fashion, and while Sinners know that, so they're going to hunt them down and try and eliminate every single rifle. They want to have a shot at taking this one to overtime. If they take out these weapons, and there's a far better chance of doing that. They're looking for the remaining CTs. They're trying to find their opportunities. It's not looking like Movistar are going to give it up easily. Davigi and Mopoz take kills on the way out. They just lose deaths as we go into round 30. It's the last round of regulation. Movistar Riders want to eliminate Sinners here, but they do not go down without a fight.
Sinners have grinded all the way back into this one. Look at that streak of rounds. Since round 20, they have won so many, only giving up a single round in that entire streak. This is their chance to take us to overtime, to upset the odds. Movistar Riders have a full buy. They're able to save enough. Early utility will force them away, and this time, the CTs don't want to take any early fights.
There's a three-man stack towards short right now for Movistar to try and deal with some of those early mid plays the Sinners are throwing in quite commonly. It hasn't happened just yet, so they drop back into the standard setup from the site itself. They're not forcing the issue here on Movistar. They're letting Sinners do what they like. They've given them some map control to play with at the beginning of the round, but in doing so, they haven't lost a player for the defense.
Again, we've got two players playing from CT for Movistar Riders right now. One man is boosted up, but the second player will have a tough time having impact if that B play were to come in.
Looks like the majority of the players are going to be going towards B right now for Sinners. If they smoke off CT, the boosted player can maybe get away with something. You're really hoping Mopoz can get a kill, drop down, and stay alive.
Alex has utility at least, so maybe that will help keep them at bay. In fact, 50 seconds. This counter util could come in now. Perfect timing on that.
Yeah, perfect timing on the smokes. It looked like Sinners were just about to go, but here they go with a flash instead. Over the top of the boost as Mopoz defines one, and in particular, he spotted out the bomb. Second kill for Mopoz as they're not checking the boost. They're not looking out for him. And just from above, he provides overwatch and damage. 30 seconds is now Neofrag, suddenly the last player alive. And just like that, the chances of Sinners are now dwindling. Neofrag looks to try and keep his team in the competition. He'll go to the plan to tap. He's pulled one kill, but needs much more than that. Needs 5 times that, in fact, to have a chance at winning this round. He's Gonna go again, and this time he's sticking the bomb plant, and just like that, it is done. 16-14 as the Movistar Riders will eliminate Sinners from the V4 Future Sports Festival. For that, Oscar, the 2018 MVP and winner of the V4 Festival, is out of the competition, out of contention on day one of the main event.
And Movistar Riders finally find it at the end there. That B site was a bit of a problem position for them at times, but a boost up over the top. Sinners unable to flush out that position, and getting those early kills on the hold is all Movistar Riders needed. They were losing so many of those early fights, having to take gambles because they were down a man. They finally pull through, and it's a well-earned victory for them here.
Yeah, and it is disappointing to see the Sinners go out so early in the competition. You know, we've seen them here in the elimination game in the play, and we weren't really inspired with a lot of confidence with their performances in the first stage of this competition. And there's a lot of excitement about Sinners as a potential upset team, a team that can really bring some damage, but now I do fear for the future of this five-man roster with how deflated they looked at times in their own map picks in the first game of the series, how things really looked throughout this entire competition. Either they take a break and they work on a lot of things, or I don't know what the future holds for the Sinners side. But Movistar Riders certainly looking better in this game than they did at the start of the day. Little upset towards the end. Yeah, they're going through the smoke grenades right now. There's a lot of smoke in there, Hawker.
Just like Inferno.
Exactly. But yeah, Movistar, I think he'll be pretty happy about just getting the win, feeling a little bit of relief that didn't go to overtime. Because we've definitely seen some glimpses of what the Sinners are capable of on that comeback on Inferno. Neofrag's aggressive plays, Oscar's impact he can find. Definitely some positives there for the Sinners, but we won't be seeing any more of them here at this competition.
This was always the question for me with this Sinners team is, do they have the star power to actually be able to compete against some top opposition? We always talk about Oscar and Neofrag on this team. Normally you need that third star, and while they have it at times, they've had some players step up throughout this tournament. We haven't really seen that consistent third player that you feel like you can rely on.
Yeah, and I definitely want to see more of them in the future. I think they've put together a good team and definitely are primed for upsets at times, but I think people are starting to figure out their map pool a little bit. We start to see some of the strengths dropping off, some of the weaknesses starting to come through for that team, so time certainly needed here for the Sinners, but Movistar Riders continue for another day. It's time to throw it over to Banks and the guys on the desk to break down what they just seen and really talk about Sinners' elimination from the competition on day one.
Thank you very much, Dinko and Hawker. And well, Dinko, you nearly had your shot.
Nearly, of course. It was starting. I was just going to play it off, Banks. I was going to go, yeah, I predicted Sinners the whole time.
Yes, you are learning from Janko then.
Well, he still has long ways to go, you know.
He's young, he's got years.
Yeah, this was reminiscent of that Isuba game, right? They're watching this and they're like, that could have been us, but we had to go to overtime, right?
Bit of a wild one though. Thank you, Dinko and Hawker. You can leave now, you can go. Come on.
No.
You're free.
We refuse.
So get rid of them, get about it. We've had enough of them. But that was looking like it was just all the Movistar Riders show the whole way through, and then Sinners actually want to show up for once and show us some Counter-Strike.
Yeah, it was obviously Movistar in the lead and having things in control for the most part, and then I think it was just Sinners kind of, throwing caution out the wind and going for more YOLO plays, being more aggressive and taking map control as well, and it seemed like time and time again it was catching Movistar a little bit off guard.
And what a time for Oscar to step up. Like he was key in getting that comeback started on the second half, right? I think there was like 2-3 Ks back to back, and then just picking some players out of mid with like one tap of the AK against enough, just reasonable activity on mid. And I really like what they did with the defense. Like they conditioned them to be so scared of that one lurker who like sometimes went A, caught them off in CT when the rest of the pack was going B. There was this one round where, even though it was pretty obvious, well, at least from a utility stat viewpoint, that the majority of the the Sinners players were on banana. They were just like so scared on the A side. They kept the 3-man stack and just let whoever it was on the B side to just fend for himself.
Now we've got a clip from round 4, I believe, that you guys picked out from this one. Or 14, there you go.
14,
thank you,
yeah.
Mr. Producer.
Yeah,
10 missing, close enough.
One Sunpayos round, I believe, which really highlights his potential and his skill as an opper. Obviously gets the Deagle frag here on Neofrag and picks up the op, and from there on just picks off the Sinners players one by one and secures the round for his team. The very fast peek here, knew that there's a rotation coming in CT probably, the flash is coming in, so he just peeks before that and gets the kill. And from here on out, he just holds on to the side for them.
Yeah, and also they're still on a half buy, and if they want to win this round, he has to take more risks with the AWP. I think it's a very sound play. They're going to get the bomb plat down regardless, but if he just plays it safe, there's still a good chance that Sinners can retake the bomb site. So a very good round by him, showing calculated aggression, so to speak.
Yeah.
And it really could have spiraled out of control, right? Had we seen them not be able to get around like this, been a little closer score, and we could be going to a third map right now. And I believe we're going to see a little bit of the celebration and what it meant to these guys. They did keep the energy up the whole way through, right? They got a good system, at least in that, not spending too much of it overall.
Yeah, listen, as a coach as well, like you do 95% of your job before the game goes live, really. It comes down to preparing your players, giving them options within the game, and also in terms of calling and the in-game leader, you kind of have to establish that synergy where, you know, the call that you want to make is the call that he makes.
Yes,
really, you know, that means being on the same page. So timeouts mostly used either to slow down the momentum of the opposing team, or if you feel like it's a really bad call that you're about to make in terms of buying or not buying. And yeah, so what you can do really when you're unable to communicate is try to hype your players up, you know, try to not make them think about, you know, a mistake that they just did, right? It doesn't matter, game goes on, let's focus on the next round. And I think Blade has been doing a good job at that.
Spicy Blade, as Dinko called him before as well. Had to drop that in there, didn't he?
Yeah, I don't know if someone put something in Dinko's food or what happened like so far, but yeah, Spicy Blade. That's just his new nickname.
That's it now, forever it's going to be that.
That's her name now, yeah.
Let's take a look at our results, though, that we've had throughout today, because it was only day one here of the main event. This is the drawn-out longer day. It was 4 best-of-1s and 2 best-of-3s, but the best-of-3s did only go in the 2-0 fashion, some of them a lot quicker than others in here, but we started with the upside down again, you know, with Gambit losing the match that we never thought they'd lose.
I guess this time around, like the best of 3s delivered in terms of the favorites actually making it through. Gambit and Movistar dropping down to the lower bracket fairly early on, but in the best of 3s they were able to bring it back. Granted, like both of them had like that one close map, which like made it a bit questionable, but they are going on to the decider games following up.
Pretty sure Movistar Riders didn't beat Enterprise 16-2 either. It was
Yeah, they lost that game. Entropic did beat Sinners though by a large margin, right? So somehow, obviously, the Gambit one is the big upset of the day, but in the end, neither of the teams really dropped out, and we'll still see them fighting in the best of 3s.
I got some good information coming out from the Enterprise camp as well, because it hadn't been officially announced yet, but they have a coach who was unable to come to the event who was helping them prepare for this. So that could be something that's spilling into them having a better performance in there. You mentioned like the effect the coach can have, the pre-work done before the event. If he's not here with them, something's clearly changed, because like we said, we didn't really know much about these guys coming into it.
Yeah, I think there's just so much to work on, you know, in a team, that for one guy, especially without a coach, for the in-game leaders to have to do
it's a bubble.
everything, right? Like you have to, you know, prepare for your opponent, look at the veto, look at the maps, see what they like to do, how you're going to approach the game, look at, is there something you've been doing like too often or too much that you need to change, work on your own individual game as well, help other players improve individually. It's just there's a reason why teams nowadays have, it's not just the coach, it's a full staff, right? And I think that's a reason why we're seeing teams be more successful.
Right, look at Gambit being the perfect example, right? The analyst situation, the manager, the team manager, the coach as well. You got to have all of it at this point if you really want to be competing at the top level, because these games are tough. But what we saw from Movistar there, right? Even though it got close towards the end, we're still happy with what we're seeing from you. Still think that they've got a good shot to be going deeper in the playoffs like expected here.
Yeah, I think it's fine. They could have closed it out sooner. They had chances to. Sinners made some good plays individually, like you mentioned, Oscar, already. So I think they were much better in the second series than obviously in the opening game, and I think still they can make some waves in this tournament.
It's not bad that you get challenged on one of your map picks, right? At least you know like what kind of mistakes you made in the second half and go back to the drawing board, at least how much time you have, you know, work on it a little bit and hopefully fix up your mistakes for your next match.
And how confident are you feeling, John, on where your boys are sat right now? Because big, you know, they got the opening game done, was pretty good showing from them guys on Mirage, but going into the best of 3s, what are we thinking?
Yeah, I like what I saw on Mirage, like it's completely like unbiased, of course. The crossfires and like a lot of work being done, the post-plan situations, like makes me more confident going into that game against Fiend, I believe, is the one we're playing. Bulgarian CS is something that Big has always had a bit of issue with online. Obviously, we lost a lot against Skade in these online cups, and then also had a game against Fiend in one of these cups as well, not long ago. But you know, we're at LAN. We've seen that Fiend maybe not as strong as they were before. Obviously, improving quite a lot during the tournament, but we'll see how it goes. I guess maybe tomorrow the Dust 2 pick will be a very interesting question. Who goes for that?
Oh yes, not a fan of seeing it being picked. On the other game, Janko, though, with Entropic and looking at Enterprise, not for looking at the scorelines of what they achieved, but just when you're looking at eye test, what you see in the players in there, do you think that could actually be a pretty good game? Because obviously you might look at the Entropic game and think, oh yeah, they're just going to roll straight over, but I feel like Enterprise might be able to put up a fight.
I think so if they play with the, same decisiveness that they've played in the Movistar game, right?
Yeah.
The approach has to be exactly the same. Trying to make them uncomfortable really on your CT side. They did run into some problems in the T side, that 3v5 that they won't really bail them out. I think it would have been a really close game otherwise, but I just think, seeing as how Entropic is a CIS team, they don't have really any problems dealing with aggression. That's their playground, right? So I feel like Entropic is still going to come out on top, but potentially Enterprise can make it close.
Yeah, you watch one of those CIS RMRs and it gets dirty there, it's just like all caution gets thrown to the wind.
Madness will certainly be coming into that, and that's one I look forward to seeing. But we are done for the day here. Thank you very much for everyone at home for sticking with us and watching us. We're starting a little bit later tomorrow. We'll be starting on the desk around 12:30 CET, so make sure you're there because we've got 2 best of 3s going forward to see who our first teams making it to playoffs will be. We'll see you then.